It's Jason here at the Auction Assessment Live, and we were able to rescue a lot of horses last night. Not as many as usual, but that's because there weren't as many as usual. We thought there was about 70 horses, and they actually stopped the auction after about 50. So I don't know if the other horses that were here were privately owned or what the situation was, but we rescued 11 horses, and to the best of my knowledge, we rescued every horse that was being sold in the slaughter price range, but that's a little hard to say for sure because slaughter price is all over the map right now. It goes from 2 cents a pound to $1 in just a month or two. So anyway, we are here, and I'm going to flip it around, and we're going to get busy with the assessment. So this is a Jack donkey, and Kimberly is just super in love. She says he's just perfect. And we've got Tani over there taking pictures, and hello Belena in Germany. Thank you so much for those kind words. And what's super exciting is that the horses, there's none critical. There's no horses that Dr. Nancy's like, this horse needs to be given the last act of kindness to relieve its suffering. So this could be first auction where we actually get to rehab everyone. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Yeah, no, it was very interesting evening. There's the quality of horses that was here was much higher than normal, and yeah, super excited to see people jumping on here. I agree here. It's just great, and little Jack donkey, he's gonna get to go get put in his own little pen, and he's such a sweet donkey. Like, I don't know if I've ever met such a nice donkey in my life. This donkey's just, as Kimberly said, he's perfect. He's just perfect. And he picks up his feet. So, and here's a little Peruvian Paso we rescued. And she doesn't like being caught, and she doesn't like other horses, but when the other horses left, she got sad. So, kind of a normal horse there. A little bit fickle. Alrighty. Yes, he does want to go home with Kimberly. We're gonna have to see how that works out. Kimberly does own her own horses, and she might just need a donkey. So what's this horse?
Dr. Nancy, can you talk about this first? I'm gonna grab one more photo.
This one is a ballpark about 18-year-old walking horse mare. That way, overall, she doesn't have any major obvious issues right off the bat, which is a wonderful thing. Not too thin, a little thin though that way, but that way we'll get her back and we'll check her out even closer. But so far, she's not got any major red flags, so that's a good thing. So.
Yeah. What do you think, Corey?
I think she's a cool horse.
Nice.
And I believe most of the horses we got are also broke to riding.
Ah, that'd be nice. Yeah. Shannon says that she loves your accent there, Dr. Nancy.
Good thing. I can't help it.
John is busy filming for Horse Shelter Heroes. Hello, Carol, over in Dublin, Ireland. These are some of the horses that we rescued. This one, yes, it is this one. Let's look at all those stickers in his mane. And, oh, hi. Saying hi to YouTube. So
it is February in Tennessee, and this is why I like Tennessee, because it is started out at 66 degrees, and it's warm and nice, and you're not freezing.
I'm not freezing. There's no coveralls today, no fleece.
Our son is actually a teacher in Honduras now, and he sent me a picture, and it's actually 65 there this morning, so we're warmer than Honduras. Like, I am very happy with the weather. It's very nice. So wonderful to do intake on warmer weather days. I like the winter.
Good morning, May. Good morning, Sil from Germany. And good morning, Hanaconda from England. Here's one of the horses that we rescued last night. How is the audio and video for everybody? I'm just curious. We're doing intake or the assessment in a new place at the auction yard, so not entirely sure how the service is. I want to thank you. I believe it was Liz for your donation, or LJ. Thank you so much.
For your support.
Yes, the weather is lovely. Audio video is great. Good deal. So this is another walking horse?
Yeah.
All right.
Got a 20-year-old walking horse on him. A little thin, but overall not in bad shape given how we normally see them. So it's kind of nice to see horses in better shape than literally the ones and twos that we normally run into quite a bit. So refreshing change all the way around on that.
So we rescued 11 last night, Meg, and it was a very interesting auction because most of the prices were far above typical slaughter price. So they had a different group of horses in here last night.
So one thing I was thinking about, 20 years ago, the soaring industry of big lick horses was extremely horrific, and now they've had to get better and better trying to hide it. But a lot of these horses that are 19, 20 years old that have been big lick horses have gone through extreme abuse and suffering. It's really sad, and even now, I mean, we get horses that have fresh chemical burns on them, but you know, it's not to the extreme that they were doing like 20 years ago. But these horses that have been through that, it's pretty sad.
Whoop.
All right.
It's a cute little horse. So we've got Haley and Macy here doing their jobs. Kimberly's handling horses. Crickets in the background. I don't hear crickets. Are there crickets? Little bits of frogs. Yeah. Some minor frogs, but yeah. Thousand Islands, New York. I remember a discussion about that. That was great. Well, the video is crisp, nice, good deal. All right, perfect. 120 people watching. Usually we have more people than that, but maybe everybody gave up and thought it was late. Since we rescued 11 last night, we were able to actually stay in bed for an extra hour this morning. So we're still going to be on schedule for getting all these horses back to the shelter and getting their official intake done with x-rays and everything. We're just doing a quick assessment. And all right, so what's up with this horse, Corey?
I'm not sure exactly what breed. I think it's like a small quarter horse.
Quarter
A little quarter
pony.
pony.
Arabian cross.
And I'd say it's about 15.
Okay.
Back it just a little bit.
Pretty sure Dr. Nancy has the look
Yeah, they said he was 15 going through the ring, and he actually matches up. That was the one that matches
Okay.
close. You know, most of them are older than what they tell us. This one matched pretty good. Again, nothing that's just glaring, jumping out at us. So again, once we get back, we'll take a closer look at everybody, just so we.
though. Painful.
He's
Very painful on his back. Okay.
you barely squeeze it.
Okay. So that's a good finding there, because that way when we get back, we'll definitely check him out more.
All right. Tawny getting all the pictures. Oh, I see we got our can of WD-40. Is that our can? Yes. So some of these gates get awful squeaky, and we've got our can of WD-40 for this for this time. So that is great. Yes, there are some really nice looking horses. So it is a great auction rescue.
They're doing their exotic sale next month, and
Next-
so
yeah, next week.
Yeah, next week, and they are trying to get everything really fixed up for that because they have a lot of people come in. So, like a lot of the slaughter pipeline people start steering away from here when more public comes in to get horses at this point when there's an exotic sale, because they advertised horses that were here last night.
I would say that the general consensus on YouTube is everybody's happy there's no critical horses, and I agree 100%. Like
It's emotionally draining.
it is. Tawny's saying it's very emotionally draining when there's a lot of critical horses, and I 100% agree. So
Like, it's like being on a battlefield and you're having to do triage. Like, it's so rough sometimes. You're in the picture sometimes? There we go.
yeah, I'm gonna do my best to repeat what people say. Anything specific on this horse?
Yeah, unfortunately, the biggest strike on this little lady is she's very old. As I call her Methuselah age, so she's getting close to 30. She's got a little sway back. So we'll definitely take a very close look when she gets back. So, but yeah, that's really the biggest thing is just age, time on her.
Oh, the beautiful gray horse. Everybody cross your fingers that the gray horse does not have cancer. Unfortunately, cancer is common in gray horses. Yep. That is why we have a veterinarian, to diagnose and treat illness. So I absolutely love having a full-time vet. I need to start charging for WDing for their gates. Probably, but we're not going to stress about it. So unfortunately, horses, gray horses particularly often will get cancer underneath their tail. And let's see, what does Meg say? I think you're the only shelters has a vet and a vet barn. It's great. Yes, I
I don't think there's another horse organization out there that has
a full-time vet.
Yeah, I don't think there's another horse organization out there that has a full-time vet on staff. There
Not
are a lot
rescue,
of,
yeah.
of dogs and cat agencies that do. But our organization is modeled after how dog and cat agencies operate. And because they are successful, they have a successful platform. So for us to get to the point where we can have a full-time vet and these animals can immediately be getting vet care is so huge. But it's taken like 20 years to get here.
Yeah. Good morning, Mel, over in the United Kingdom.
Biggest thing his insides are he's a little older, but other than that, so to be the age this one is in the close 20s,
Stand in front of them.
this one's actually surprising because he's close 20 looking at his incisors. There are no melanomas started yet underneath his tail. That's usually the first spot they pop up. I haven't found one, occasionally you'll get some on the body. First check over him, I have not found any melanomas hiding, which is wonderful because usually by one this age, they've already got at least one somewhere. So we'll definitely check him out closer, but as of right now, he seems to be fairly good. So.
Awesome. Wow, so Dr. Nancy says that she hasn't found any melanoma on him. No cancer, so he's just a little aged. How old would you age him at?
He's close to 20.
Close to 20, but he's doing good, so that is awesome. That's some good news this morning. Yes, oh dear. Poor, let's see. Kathy says, watching from snowy Wyoming. There's a reason we're in Tennessee. It might get cold every once in a while, but it usually warms back up. So, wow, Daisy, thank you so much for your donation from Switzerland. And I missed another donation. I'm scrolling back here really quick.
It is one of those places on my bucket list. I would love to go to Switzerland. Your mountains, I love mountains, but they're just so majestic looking, and maybe someday I'll get to Switzerland. So thanks for watching from Switzerland.
And Judy, thank you so much for your $10 donation. You guys are amazing this morning. Really just great. So 70s and rain in Texas. 16 degrees in Michigan. No. Oh, keep me away from 16 degrees. All right. So people are asking Dr. Nancy,
Yes.
what you think of having fans all over the world and having your own TV show.
It's kind of different. As you can tell, I'm still getting used to the camera that way. I'm just used to doing my job. But thank you all so much for supporting because that makes it wonderful. Love getting to see all the different cases and all the horses when they do well, and sometimes we have to do the hard decisions to put some down, which does get hard. It gets old after a while because you want to see good horses like today that all of them have a fairly good chance. So, but thank you all very much.
Yep. Dr. Nancy has 20 years of experience in large animal veterinarian, and she has brought a wealth of information and experience to our organization. So, super excited about that. Oh, this is the one with the sad mane. Those are stickers, and we need somebody to come get all the stickers out of the horse, because that is, and tail. Tail, of course, has got the stickers too. So, yep, all the little cockle burrs. So, hopefully this horse passes the medical evaluation, and we can work on getting all the stickers out.
He's the one that has is that because he's the one that said smooth mouth? No, that was the one we just took back Methuselah there. This one's 20s.
This one's also in its 20s, but
His
okay.
knees are a little swollen, so we'll have to check those out a little closer. So, but
Dr. Nancy says knees are a little swollen, so we'll check those out closer soon. But we'll get some x-rays. But here's, everybody keep your fingers crossed because he doesn't, me, appear to be in severe pain while he's walking around. I know
no,
he's,
that's one good thing is movement-wise, none of them appear to be in severe pain. So that's a good thing.
A lot of these horses could be drugged, so they aren't showing the pain that they're actually feeling, and we get them back to the shelter. We, given a day or so, they're in incredible pain. So that is one thing to keep in mind when you're watching our
Yep.
videos and stuff is there are horses that can be drugged, and I know, Dr. Nancy, you were talking about a drug that can last almost a month.
Yep, the resurfacing, yep.
And so like a month after being ran through an auction, we might start seeing underlying issues.
so Tony was saying, and Dr. Nancy, there's a drug that they can give horses that lasts for about a month to mask pain from walking. And so even up to a month after we rescue them. And that's why we do a 30-day quarantine, is to get all, one of the many reasons we do a 30-day quarantine is to make sure their system is free from any drugs they may have had before. I've never been to South Africa. South Africa would be a great place to visit. So somebody asked, why would somebody put so many stickers? Oh, Jen, thank you so much for your donation. $20. You are amazing. How would we get the cockleburrs out? Somebody will answer that in the comments. Why would somebody put so many stickers on them? So no one put those stickers in the mane and tail. They are a plant that grows here, and if it's a pasture that's not taken care of, those plants will grow, and then when the horses are grazing, those get in the mane and tail. So.
Turned out recently into a pen that had a lot of stickers.
So let's see, any 350 people watching? Woohoo!
This is one that I know Dr. Nancy's concerned about.
Yes.
Meg says she can come up and brush them stickers out. So, Lisa, thank you for your $20 donation. You're waiting for the ice storm to hit. Well, I'm glad your power hasn't been lost yet, so you can watch. This is a nice looking horse to me.
We got an issue on its back.
Yeah.
An old injury.
Oh, down by the hoof there,
It's
yep.
been there for a
Yeah.
while. They called it proud flesh as it came through the ring. This has actually had a cut at the heel bone that has affected the cornet band and the hoof growth out. So we'll definitely have to take a really good close look when we get back. It's not a fresh one, it is an old one, so we will,
He doesn't want people to touch it too much.
we might drugs for that.
And he had
I'm
halters
blocking
on.
John from filming Horse Shelter Heroes. Okay.
He had halters up on for quite a while that actually ate into his face, so he has no hair there.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. Yeah, he's like, leave it alone.
I'm not gonna touch.
I'm sure it's painful. But so what, I'm sure some of you couldn't hear what Dr. Nancy was saying. That he has a injury to his heel bulb down there. It's an old injury. It's not like it happened yesterday or the day before. It's been there for a little bit, and we're gonna get him checked out thoroughly when he's back at the shelter. But body-wise, other than his halter mark on his face, he looks pretty good to me. So,
But yeah, that's really the most significant thing is where he's had the OB.
how old is he?
I'm gonna go right there with him.
I believe, remember he was about 10.
Oh, okay, so about 10. So,
And I would say like 100% why he's at the auction is when horses get injuries like that and it's too complicated for somebody to want to handle or take care of. It's real easy for them to end up falling through the cracks.
yeah, just take him to an auction.
So
Get
if you own a horse or an animal and it has a medical condition, you are the very best person for that animal to stay with. And if you can't have that animal anymore, maybe the animal has quality of life issues, you need to be talking to your vet about the animal's issues and your concerns about it, possibly ending up in a bad place since you're not there as that animal's caregiver.
These are two most wild ones.
Wait a second. Wait, Corey, what are you doing?
Corey locked the wild ones into the pen. Oh dear.
These are the worst of the group. We gotta really keep an eye on them.
All right. Oh, look at this knee. Oh, that's an injury for sure.
X-ray,
That's proud flesh, yes?
Yes, that is proud flesh.
Hopefully we can take care of that.
So,
Yeah.
is there a treatment for proud flesh?
Yes, proud flesh is essentially when the horse's body forgot to stop healing. It is a form of granulation tissue because how wounds heal if they're not sutured together is what we call second indention, and the body granulates in. Well, horses are notorious from the knees down and from the hocks down that they forget to stop when they need to. So it grows out, it doesn't have nerve endings, it bleeds really easily, so when we remove that, if we find nothing else major, that reason why we shouldn't repair that is it will bleed like the dickens. I mean, there will be blood, but we will stop the bleeders, and again, it doesn't hurt them when we do that, which they'll still be sedated with pain meds and all, but it can be fixed to kind of tell it to quit growing. So we have to go in, trim it up, and tell the body, you're reached where you need to be, just heal over now.
Is that something you do today, possibly, if you have time, or is it something you wait till after quarantine?
I would, not today, probably tomorrow or Thursday. So, today's Wednesday, so sorry. If we don't do it today, by the time we get done with everybody, then this is possibility for Thursday, yes.
Okay.
So,
And we can just all hope and pray, keep our fingers crossed that there's no bony issues going on in there.
yeah, so we definitely x-ray just to make certain, is there something hiding behind all of that granulation tissue that way? So, but if we don't see anything in there that's telling us it's going to be bad long-term with the joint or something, then yeah, definitely that's easy. Lay it on the ground, trim it up, fix that way. And then it'll be daily care after that to keep it treated, to tell the body of, hey, you don't need to keep growing outward, but minor treatment on that.
So in our vet hospital, we do have quarantine stalls. So in this case, just coming from auction, probably go into one of the quarantine stalls. We can keep a close eye on it. It can have surgery in the vet hospital. And then its follow-up care be in the hospital in the quarantine section. So we'll just have good thoughts.
I'm looking forward to this one really if we don't find any bony things, because this one is a quote and a relative term because you never know until you're doing it. Should be a fairly easy fix. Again, being relative terms for what you call easy. So
And how old is he?
can't remember off the top of my head on this one. 15 at the most probably. I will say this one wasn't a real old one. So 10 to 15 if I
Nice.
remember right off my memory on that one.
Nice.
That was a nice young horse. Biggest one was going to be the leg injuries that knocked it down when it went through the ring. Okay, so maybe a little older.
Coming down.
Yeah.
Not ancient.
Not
Yeah.
ancient though.
Yep. Cool.
For sure.
And up to weight, literally. So,
This is such a nice.
Yeah, I'd say the wound is why that horse is here.
oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep. Tawny looks happy this morning.
I am.
It's warm.
I love warm weather. I love warm weather. And I'm really happy because these horses look like they have a bright future. When we do auction rescues, it can be some of the most gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching situations we go into. And it's so much nicer when we're
Sorry,
able
I've got to
to
get Corey
plan
playing with this Peruvian behind here.
on a bright future for these horses. So I'm happy
And-
about that.
And there
I'm
might
happy
be
about
one or
that.
two that
There
need
may
to be
one
put
or
down.
two that need the last act of kindness, but I mean,
It's
last
not 12.
month- Last month was so hard.
Mm-hmm.
But we did the right thing for those horses, and their owners should have done it a long time ago.
All right. Little Peruvian passos being a little bit of passel of fun for Corey. How long to get them all to your shelter? It's about a 2.5 hour drive. And let's see here. I'm looking for some okay, I remember you. Okay. Love Wax, thank you so much for your donation. And how often do we go to this auction place? So we go to this auction once a month. And we rescue 100% of as many horses as we can. And this month there weren't as many, just period, there weren't as many horses. And most of the horses, they had a big group of 1 and 2 year old draft cross youngsters. And they advertised it heavily in those colors, so. Yes, so that's a Peruvian Paso, Maxine. And we were able to rescue 11 horses from the slaughter pipeline last night.
Yeah,
I heard that last night. Yeah.
Yep, so little Peruvian.
Very loud pop in her hip area, so. There's
Something going on with her. I,
Major chiropractic work going on, but it was just her.
but do anyone remember how old she was? Is
She's not old.
about 6 years old. So, Carol, thank you so much. 20. I don't know what currency that is, but thank you so much. How do they wind up in the pipeline? They just get sold off by their owners. Either the owner brings it here, they send it to a horse broker who hauls them here. And yeah, definitely a very pretty little Peruvian. Do you ever rescue cows and pigs? We have rescued. We actually have 2 cows at our shelter, Blue Jeans and Bruno, and they're our permanent residents. And we do rescue pigs from time to time if there's a law enforcement seizure or abandoned or loose running pigs, but we don't rescue pigs from the auction. So, was that it?
No, we have one more sick one.
We have a sick one. Okay. Euros. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your 20 euros. So, I'm just going to kind of go down and show you guys all the horses we rescued again. We have the gray and a little dark one here. And little Mr. Cockleburrs. And we got Dirty Legs. Yes, there's frogs in the background. It's funny y'all can hear the frogs because they're really not loud.
Yes, frogs over there.
So the frogs really aren't that loud, but if I stand this far away from Tawny, people can't hear you very well. So I don't know. iPhone microphones
The
are.
frogs are happy it's morning.
Yes, the frogs are also very happy
Yeah,
it's
over
spring.
there, they're over there.
They are loud on the mic. That is so funny. Okay, and then we have this horse. And we have the little Peruvian Paso. Thank you so much for your $50 donation. You guys are amazing today. And then we have the little Jack Donkey. He's super sweet. And then we have these 2. I'm just going through showing y'all the horses that we rescued. They're casually looking for some food. Oh, hi. We hear the frogs, but we can't understand what they're saying.
They don't work.
John's yelling at the frogs, trying to tell them to be quiet
I
now.
don't know about that.
Okay. Alrighty, so we have one more horse, and it's apparently fairly sick. And I believe Corey went to get it. And we're going to try to keep them separate, I'm sure, from these horses, because wouldn't it be great if these horses didn't get sick? Like, horses at auctions pretty much always get contagious diseases and get sick, but we'll do everything we can to keep them healthy, so. Let's see, Ann, oh yeah, $50. Oh, here comes Corey with the sick horse. Beautiful horse, though. Oh, wait,
Keep him away from her.
healthy horses.
That's why I stopped right.
So what can you tell me about him? Other than he's got snotty nose.
I think Dr. Nancy checked you. Teenager?
So Cynthia, if you call our 800 number and press 1, that'll ring through to our donation line, 1-888-474-7077.
Listen to him breathing for a second. You need to breathe. He's got a very snotty nose.
Yes.
We definitely have upper respiratory tract infection,
There
which
we go.
is common in these market animals, so that's why we're keeping him separate. I've checked him out, and that's why I'm not going to touch him no more than I have to right now, just so I don't cross-contaminate. Which again, they're all being here trying to minimize our cross-contamination that way, but medically stable to transport. So we will. He will definitely go in isolation when we get back, just where he has the most obvious upper respiratory going on, to let him chill out. We'll keep obvious upper respiratory going on, to let him chill out. We'll keep an eye on him, and most of them are viral in origin. Occasionally you'll get the secondary bacteria. So that's why we don't automatically just throw antibiotics out from the get-go, because antibiotics don't work on viruses, and we don't want to overuse our antibiotics because then we get resistance, which affects animals and humans because the drugs don't work when we need them. So we'll monitor and treat as we need to.
And that is kind of changing up our normal kind of protocol of what we've done. And that's what's so great with having Dr. Nancy here, is analyzing the protocols that we had and being there full time to be able to say, maybe this horse doesn't need antibiotics right now. Let's wait. Let's see if the body can work, and heal itself, or, what's the best option. Because historically, during auction intake, when we had limited vet care, it was give them antibiotics right on the get-go, just in case. But now we have a vet here full time, so we don't have to worry about just in case. It can be what's the best for every single animal in its medical condition.
It gives us a better chance to make better long-term decisions, because again, when you're only seeing them one day, you're like, yeah, it might get sick, let's go ahead and give it antibiotics, be on the safe side. Now, being there, I can check them daily and we can decide no, yes or no, if we need to intervene with antibiotics. So that will help us be a lot better antibiotic stewards of use of them. So.
And just giving a horse antibiotics can run into issues too.
Yes, especially with strangles. That way it can, the body mounts an immune response to the strangles bacteria, and if you treat it too early in the course with antibiotics, it can cause the body not to mount a good immune response, so they'll relapse, or it can cause it to wall off within the lymph nodes and reoccur then that way. So we don't want to cause any issues if we can help it, of chronic carriers, people that have walled it off, that still have it in their body or didn't mount an immune response, and are going to get sick the next exposure to it. So, because we do vaccinate for strangles, and that's why another reason to watch carefully when we use our antibiotics and when we don't, so we don't have a bunch of clinical carriers that are going to constantly be, as I call them, typhoid Marys to the others and become sick themselves.
So if you want to give a shout out to Ann, she donated $150 on here.
Aw, thank you. Thank you so much for your donation. We couldn't do what we do without amazing people like yourself. So your support to help us rescue, shelter, and protect horses is so needed. And that's for everyone who donates. We couldn't have Dr. Nancy on our staff full time. We wouldn't be at auctions rescuing horses. Your support is what makes all of this possible. So thank you so much to everyone who donates.
And we're done with the auction assessment, so we're going to load them up, get them to the shelter. We rescued 11 horses last night. None of them are critical to the point they need emergency last act of kindness, so we're excited to see what the future holds for all these animals, and we're hoping, fingers crossed, that for the first time we make it through an entire auction intake. Not the first time, but in the first time in a long time, we make it through an entire auction intake without having to give anyone the last act of kindness.
Yeah, there are some that are, when we take x-rays, we don't know what's going to happen, but overall everyone's looking much better than our typical auction rescues. So we get back to the shelter and we can dive in. At least everyone is safe for transport and doing well. So that's a huge blessing. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch our other videos. When those ads pop up, they actually help horses at our facility and our media program. So just watch the YouTube videos.